Good morning, students. In the last lecture, we were discussing on the reciprocal theorem. That means Aij is equal to Aji. Okay. Today, with these conclusions that we have made in the last class, we'll go and look an important theorem which is called as Castigliano's theorem. Okay. So what do you mean by Castigliano's theorem? There are actually two theorems related to Castigliano, and I'll explain the first theorem. The first theorem states that the partial derivative of strain energy of a structure with respect to load at a specific point will be equal to a deflection occurred at that point. Okay. It states that partial derivative, that means dou by dou t of strain energy with respect to, it's not dt, strain energy, derivative of strain energy of a structure with respect to load, dou u by dou p. Here it is given at a specific point. Partial derivative of strain energy with respect to a load at a particular point will be equal to deflection occurred at that point. Okay, this is what we need to prove it. Okay, so Castigliano's theorem, first theorem states that if there is a strain energy involved due to the forces acting and deflections occurred in a certain body, that strain and the partial derivative of that strain energy with respect to the load dF at any of that point will be equal to the deflection at that point. That means if you are applying a load F1 at point 1 and it is causing a deflection delta 1, here the partial derivative of strain energy, there will be a strain energy occurred with respect to load F1 will give you the deflection at that point. Deflection at that point. If there is an F2 load also, due to that there will be delta 1 dash, this is delta 2. So at what deflection is caused at point 1 can be found with the help of force F1. Okay. So you need to find out, or you need to find this. Okay. So consider a body which is acted upon by forces F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, etc. Now they are having displacement respectively delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4. Okay. Now the strain energy, you know that half into F into delta. So the total strain energy of the structure, will be U is equal to, so you have 4 structure or 5 structure, whatever it may be, 1 by 2 F1 delta 1 plus 1 by 2 F2 delta 2 plus etc. It will go like that. Okay. Now at point 1, see at this point 1, okay, delta 1 experiences the effect of F2, F3, F4 etc. other than F1. See, this delta 1 is experiencing forces from due to F2, F3, F4, F5 etc. That means if you consider the case of a balloon, if you inflate it, what happens? Due to the force given from one of this point, all these things are displaced, right? Similarly, due to the displacement, this displacement is an effect of all these forces. Reverse of this, what I explained in the case of an balloon. Okay, so for that, delta 1 will be a component of F1, F2, F3 etc. all these forces. Similarly, delta 2 will be components of all these subjects. Delta 3 will be components. And how it come, we have already explained in the previous lecture Delta 1 will be A11 F1 plus A12 F2 plus A13 F3 etc. What do you mean by A11? Influence coefficient at point 1, which is causing a displacement at point 1 due to the force at point 1. This is influence coefficient at point 1, displacement at point 1 due to force F2. That means force at point 2 into F2, right? It goes like that. Okay, so you got it, right? Now we substitute this equation in this equation. We'll get 1 by 2 F1 into delta 1 is this value A11 F1 plus A12 F2 plus etc. plus F2 into delta 2 value substitute, and it goes like that. If you expand this, 1 by 2 F1 into F1 F1 square A11 F1 square plus A12 F1 F2 plus A13 F1 F3, it goes like that, and F2 into F2 square into A22 F2 square plus A21 F1 F2, and it goes like that. Okay, now I need to find out, or I will differentiate it with respect to force F1. Dou U by dou F1 gives 1 by 2 into 2 A1 by 2, because this is F1 square, right? So 2 F1 it goes. So 2 A11 F1 plus A12 F2 plus A13 F3 plus 2 A22 F2 plus etc. It goes like this, right? Now if you rearrange this, 2 A11 F1 plus A12 F2 plus A21 F2 plus etc. will becomes, see, this will becomes 0 actually. Why? So this term is this term is wrong. When you differentiate 2A2 to F2 that we got here, or A2 to F2 square, if you differentiate it, we are differentiated with respect to F1, right? So there is no F1 component. So this is not right, this is wrong. Okay, so the term will be like this. So dou U by dou F1 becomes 1 by 2 into 2 A11 F1 plus etc. A12 F2 plus A21 F2 etc. it will go. Okay, so from here you will get 1 by 2 into 2 A11 F1 plus 2 A12 F2 plus etc. Okay, 2 A13 F3 plus 2 A14 F4, like that it will go. From reciprocal theorem we know that A12 is equal to A21, right? So similarly dou U by dou F1 will be A11 F1 plus A12 F2, right? A11 F1 plus A12 F2, right? So comparing this equation and the second one equation is this one. See, A11 F1 plus A12 F2, this is nothing but delta 1. Same thing, we got it, right? So delta 1 is A1 F1 plus A2 A12 F2 plus etc. So that is what we got. Okay, so if you are considering, if you are differentiating this equation with respect to F2, you will get here delta 2. Okay, so this is Castigliano's first theorem, and before moving to the second theorem we need to introduce another concept here, and that is called as stiffness coefficient of force. This is nothing but similar to that of influence coefficient of displacement, that is Aij. Since we know that there is a relation between deflection and force, they are directly proportional, and their coefficient of their constant is called as influence coefficient. This is just reverse to that. This force is having force is directly proportional to elongation, and their coefficient constant is called as stiffness coefficient, K into delta, K-S-A-I-J into delta. This is just the reverse of what we have explained before. Okay, since we have a constant of integration for delta proportional to f, similarly we should have a constant of proportionality for f proportional to delta, and that constant is called as stiffness coefficient of force. Okay, so now since deflections varies in a constant rate with the force applied, the same can be expressed in vice versa also. Okay, that is, force also varies in a constant rate depending on the deflection occurred. The constant which varies accordingly is called stiffness coefficient of force, expressed as Kij. This is what I explained. Okay, so here what happens, similar to what we have done for influence coefficient, here F1 will be K11 delta 1 plus K12 delta 2 plus K13 delta 3. In the last case, what was delta 1 will be A11 F1 plus A12 F2 plus, it will go like this. Here it is just opposite to that. You replace F1 with delta 1 and delta 1 with F. Okay, right? So F1 is this one, F2, F3, it goes like this. Okay. So what is this Ij? It is that means the 1 1 means it is a force applied at point 1 due to the deflection at J. And this is the force applied at point 1 due to the deflection at point J. So with this concept we will explain the Castigliano's second theorem. It says that the partial derivative of strain energy with respect to deflection at a point will be equal to the force at that point. So this is also direct opposite to what we have studied for first theorem. Partial derivative of strain energy with respect to deflection at a point will be equal to the force at that point. Okay, so this is similar to inverse of Castigliano's theorem. So here also we will see the same thing, F1, F2, F3 forces which causes displacement delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, etc. Okay, so you write this making deflection delta 1, yeah. So you know that strain energy is U is equal to 1 by 2 F1 delta. Total strain energy is given as 1 by 2 F1 delta 1 plus 1 by 2 F2 delta plus 1 by 2 F3 delta 3 plus etc. Now from this equation we know that F1 is K11 delta 1 plus K12 delta plus etc. Substitute it for F2 also, you will get this equation, and similarly you can substitute it for F3 also. And now 2 in 1, you just substitute it, you will get this equation 1 by 2 K11 delta 1, and here you have a delta 1 square, K12 delta 1 delta 2 plus etc. it will go, and here K21 delta 1 delta 2 plus K22 delta 2 square, it will go like that. Okay, so what we have done in Castigliano's first theorem, we are doing it in a similar fashion. Now we'll differentiate it with respect to delta 1. You'll get 1 by 2 into this term. If you differentiate it, you'll get it, because 2 delta 1 the whole square will be 2 K11 delta 1, right? This will be 2 K22 delta 2. Yeah, here I have replaced it. Okay, but what happens to this 2 K22 delta 2? It is differentiating with respect to delta 1, so there is no that term will not be there. So the answer will be K11 delta 1 plus K12 delta 2 plus K21 delta 2. And you know K12 is equal to K21. Similar reciprocal theorem can be, you can easily explain that. Okay, so it becomes 2 K11 delta 1 plus 2 K12 delta 2, 2 cancel. So dou u by dou delta 1 will be K11 delta 1 plus K12 delta 2, which is nothing but F1. Okay, this is what Castigliano's second theorem states. So this theorem can also be used to determine slope of a beam at point of application of a couple M. If moment is involved, you can say that theta I is equal to dou u by dou mi. Similarly, you can, where theta is the slope and M is the moment. Similarly, if it is involved with a torsion or couple or twisting of a couple, etc., you can use this equation where phi is the angle of twist and T is torque. Okay, clear? And sometimes, basically, in most of the times, the Castigliano's theorems will be asked together. That means, in some books, the first theorem what we have explained is explained as second theorem in that book. Okay, there can be changes in first theorem and second theorem. Basically, they will ask first theorem and second theorem together, first plus second, for 4 marks. If they are asking, then you just need to write the expression, what do you mean by first theorem and what do you mean by second theorem. And if they are asking for more marks, say 10 marks, you need to explain the derivations, and both of them you need to explain. Okay, so this is very important part, Castigliano's first and second theorem. There will be problems regarding this in our next lectures, which is very important. These lectures are very important, and actually this is very simple topic. You can score marks in these topics. Okay, I hope you got the concept. Okay, thank you.